Today I am going to be making beefy tomato macaroni casserole. The ingredients I'm going to be using today are extra large elbow macaroni, cheddar cheese, ground beef, diced tomatoes, tomato sauce, beef broth, black pepper, salt, onion powder, garlic powder, and a little bit of cumin and some sugar. This is just some 97.3 lean ground beef I got at Walmart. I'm just gonna put this in a hot skillet. Okay, so I'm just gonna break this up real quick. I'm not gonna break this up too small, so I'm just gonna get this broken up. This is a nice mild dinner that you could feed to toddlers and small kids, but adults will like it too. It's really good. I'm just gonna put some salt and pepper into this ground beef just to give it a little extra flavor. Just stir it around. And here I'm gonna add a diced up green pepper and some diced up onion and cook this with this hamburger. I wanna get these peppers and onions cooked down pretty well. One-handed camera work. This smells so good. Okay, so these peppers and onions have cooked down. They're soft and translucent. So now I'm going to go ahead and add this can of diced tomatoes with the juice. I didn't drain them. And then I'm going to go ahead and add 1 can of tomato sauce. That's a 15-ounce can. And I'm going to add 2 full cans of water to this. It's going to look thin and like soup, but trust me. That was about a half a teaspoon of pepper. About a half a teaspoon of salt. Just a tiny little bit of cumin. I saw Paula Deen make this recipe and she added cumin, and so I've been doing it and I really like it. That's just a little bit of garlic powder, not garlic salt. And this is just a little bit of onion powder, maybe like a half teaspoon, or maybe about a teaspoon. Now I'm going to add a big old spoonful of beef broth, and then I'm going to go ahead and add me another big old spoon. Okay, I'm just going to give this a good stir. Oh, and I forgot to add the sugar. That was about a tablespoon of sugar. And I'm just going to stir this around, bring it to a pretty good simmer. And I think that's going pretty well. Okay, now I'm just going to spray a 13x9 with cooking spray. And I'm going to go ahead and just put these extra large elbow macaroni noodles, completely dry, uncooked, on the bottom in a nice even layer. And I'm just going to sprinkle just a little bit of cheese. This dish isn't about the cheese, but this cheese will kind of bind it all together a little bit and give it just a little bit of creaminess. And here is our mixture. And it was thin and watery because this is how we're going to cook the pasta. We aren't going to boil that separately. It's going to cook in all that liquid, and it's going to absorb all the flavor of all those things we added. It's going to be really good. It's a plain and simple dish, but it is really flavorful. I think you'll be surprised at how everyone will like this recipe. Even young ones and picky eaters alike will still like this. Personally, I think this dish is better if you let it sit for about 20, maybe 25 minutes after you take it out of the oven. It gives everything a chance to kind of soak into the pasta. Everything sort of redistributes. I'm just going to add a tiny little bit of cheese on the top here. Just give it a little stir real quick. And there it is after baking in a 350 oven for 30 minutes. I let it cool for about 20 minutes. You can hear my TV talking there in the background. All right, that looks great. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight while I cook dinner. Have a blessed evening.